Hello, 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 and welcome to Updog Sports Talk. You've already seen my new chair. I'm Matt Miller. Joining me today, again, is Justin McGovern and Intern Tones. How's it going, guys?
Good.
We're
It's
doing
time to
Justin's
talk about
favorite division and three of his least favorite teams of all time. Justin, do you want to care to tell everybody what
we're talking about the AFC East. We're currently in the series where we're diving through all 32 NFL teams, and today the journey takes us through the AFC East. Matt, how about you tell the people what we're about?
We here at Updog Sports Talk love to stick up for the little guy. We were founded on that principle. We got tired of seeing the 1% of the top athletes talked about. The 1%, top 1% of teams talked about. We want to stick up for the Miami Dolphins of the world and the Bills of yesteryear, Jets, where careers go to die. They just paid $200 million to their young core, $100 million to Garrett Wilson, $100 million to Sauce Gardner. They lost Aaron Rodgers, but really was that a loss?
Well,
Did they ever really have him?
They kicked him to the curb. That's what happened there.
You can see they're trying to get an offensive line, but they have Justin Fields trying to make a comeback. Tyrod Taylor trying to make a comeback. Adrian Martinez, maybe? Brady Cook, maybe? No. The ball is going to be in Justin Fields' hands. If Justin Fields can repeat anything he did in Chicago, I think this team can probably finish middle of the pack at best. Your second best receiver is Josh Reynolds or Alan Lazard. That's a flip of the coin. You get Armand Membu, really good right tackle. You got Alu Fashanu last year. You brought in John Simpson, I think, last year. Elijah Vera Tucker's still there. You bring in Mason Taylor as your tight end. Breece Hall's still got a lot in the tank for him. But this team's identity is defense. Will McDonald they took in the first round a couple years ago. They brought in Byron Cowart and Derek Noddy. You got Quinton Williams. Jermaine Johnson is on the pup, but, I mean, he was a first-round pick. Sauce Gardner, first-round pick. You bring in Andre Sisco, and you still have Michael Carter II. I mean, it's getting a little thinner in the secondary. I don't think they have as much depth on defense as they had a couple years ago. But, I mean, the Jets are just another team where I'm like, where are we going with this?
Yeah, and we saw that as soon as they fired Robert Saleh last year, we saw this defense fall off a cliff.
Oh, yeah.
They fell apart pretty bad. Now, obviously, brought in another defensive-minded head coach, so
Not just a defensive-minded head coach, Justin. One of the best defensive minds in recent history, along with a really good defensive coordinator in Steve Wilkes. I think this team has a good coaching staff. I just don't think they're run from the top well at all. You're in a huge market that is very passionate, that is very strict on their players, that taxes the hell out of these players. It's hard to succeed in New York, no matter which team you're on, but I feel like it's 10 times harder to succeed as a New York Jet. And that's because they're not run well. All attention is always on the Jets. Everybody, I think, at this point is waiting for the Jets just to do something. They've spent all this money over the past however many years. Seems like they just dump a bunch of money on defense and hardly do anything on offense. They screwed up Mark Sanchez and have been trying to find a franchise quarterback since then.
It's been a long list, by the way. Like, the last time they really had truly competent play is what? Like, Chad Pennington?
No, they had Mark Sanchez. He took them to the AFC Championship.
Yeah, he did. He did take them there, but I mean, that was mostly the ground and pound offense. He just kind of had to operate a little bit, but yeah, he did a solid job. Receivers, you mentioned the careers go to die. I mean, outside of maybe the occasional receiver here and there, this has been where receivers' careers go to die.
Yes.
It's been a tough environment, and you look at the offensive line too. Like, I mean, at some point, their offensive line has got to get it together. Like, they have invested a lot of resources into this without much success at this point. So you have to think that with another first-round pick being used in the offensive line, like, surely there's no way it can be worse than what it was last year. But we will see on that one. It's just kind of an interesting spot that the Jets are in, because now 2023 and 2024, where they're all in years, and they didn't even make the playoffs. Now you're in the aftermath of that.
Yes. And I just don't see handing the keys to Justin Fields and say, go win us a Super Bowl. I don't think that's a logical thing to do. I don't mean to pick on Justin Fields. It's really not his fault. He just got here. But, like, is Justin Fields really the best you could do? You couldn't have, bring in Kirk Cousins. Do something.
To be fair, it seems like Atlanta's kind of holding them hostage right now. Like, they're like, nah, you're not leaving, dude. But I don't know. It kind of feels like this year is almost a bridge year a little bit.
Are they in the Arch Manning sweepstakes? Like, are they looking at Arch Manning already, saying this is our savior? This is the guy that's going to turn our franchise around? I feel like that's a little pathetic to start this early.
Justin Fields did all right in Pittsburgh last year. He had a pretty solid, 3-4 games. But it's a taste, It's do or die at this point for him. Either he's an NFL starting quarterback or he isn't. And I think that alone should kind of give them a little bit of an edge. And then, you look at Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson. That could be a pretty dynamic trio. Now, I don't want to, I'm not the highest on the Jets. I don't know that anyone is really, but it kind of makes sense to me that they brought him in. He's dual threat. And
he does have familiarity with Garrett Wilson too from college, so you got that little factor working with him. At least he has a good connection with his number one receiver. That's gonna be the guy you're mostly throwing to, because again, unless you get a breakout from like Malachi Corley or something, like, you don't really have much else at the position at the moment.
Xavier Gibson, maybe? He was all over Hard Knocks. But, like...
Yeah, but, how long... I don't know. It's been a couple years for him now. Mason Taylor will be good eventually, but tight ends, usually it takes a year for them to get going. So, you have that in development kind of too. Fields' mobility is going to help them in spots if they let him. But, man, it's just a tough position to be in on this offense.
It looks like the identity of the team is just, we have a bunch of guys who can get after the quarterback. So, like, as long as we can stay healthy there, them mixed with Sauce Gardner, Andre Sisco, and Michael Carter II can get the job done on defense. And on offense, it's going to be a lot of, like, read options, a lot of play actions, a lot of running the football. And I don't know, they got Donovan Edwards, but, like, they're not that deep at running back. Like, we see a lot of teams that are pretty deep at running back, and this is not a deep team.
Yeah, Tony looks like he had something to say.
Yeah, when you look at, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, if either of them go down, the team's in trouble.
Yeah.
And
they're that's instantly in the Arch Manning sweepstakes at that point.
Yeah, it's precarious. So, maybe I talked myself off of them a little bit there.
Like, subscribe, follow us. At Updog Sports Talk everywhere. Tell your friends about us. We don't just do football. Right now we're doing NFL. Justin is spearheading the college football campaign. And intern Tones and I will be coming up with a plan to implement MLS coverage as the season winds down and getting into probably one of the more interesting parts of the season. So, a lot coming up this fall. Right now, we're just recording and posting. So for the next month or so, until both seasons starts, we're probably going to be just daily posting videos, getting teams out there for people to hear about. We'll be live this fall, so we'll catch you then. See you guys.